Okay, got over on the other field today, and again, like I said, our ground crew does an unbelievable job, and we got a lot done out there today. We still have several things here in the meeting structures on what we do from installation and corrections from the practice, and then it can also the installation as we take to the next phase leading up to the Friday practices. Questions?
It looked like Jabrill was not out there.
Yeah, just a stiffness in his neck, but he'll be okay, and we'll. Basically, we play as well as he did, give him a day off. So,
obviously, he stood out Saturday with those couple of big plays. But
he really played well. And, I'm really happy, for Joe Hayden for getting the player of the week. But Jabrill had those type of numbers. And you're talking about impact numbers, leading on the defense with some adjustments and some checks that he was able to do. And I think I mentioned the other day, he brought a big smile to my face because of how much he's grown. And he's a sharp young man.
How have you seen his growth throughout the whole season? And what areas?
It's been really good when you see that all the things he's doing, not just on defense, but in the special teams and all the things that we have to do to, get reps there. He's a playmaker from tackling to stripping the ball to touching the ball, to intercepting the ball, to sacking the quarterback, to returning a punt, to returning a kickoff, to running the punt protection. He does everything. And he comes to work every day with a demeanor and an attitude to get better. He never takes a day off, and that's fun to be around those kind of people.
How have you seen him grow from the mental side? You mentioned that he made that adjustment.
Yeah, and, last year was really good for him, too, because of all the things of understanding the coverage concepts from a free safety position that he never played before. And that position, like the middle linebacker, is kind of a governor or a quarterback on our side of the ball or that side of the ball. And that has led into even a better understanding of some of the spatial things that we do and why we do from the checks and the understanding of where help is. So he's grown a lot with that and has been able even to give some ideas to some things, meaning that, he sees things a certain way that maybe a coach doesn't see. And I like those type of discussions with him. That's really cool.
He mentioned on Monday, I think, that he studies film more this year than he did last year. Do you find that with guys who are really good in college, now they have to study more?
Yes, I do believe that all of a sudden it becomes a shock to their system that there's no 20-hour rule in the National Football League. In the NCAA, back a long time ago when I was at that level, you didn't have the 20-hour rule either. But now, it's amazing how little time that they're really even in the complex, at that level. And now it's a full-time job. And it's not just the time you spend with us and with the coaches, it's the things you do on your own. He's grabbed that, and he's running with it and getting better and better.
Greg, do you think in these last two games, Austin Corbett, you'll maybe try to see what you have in him from scrimmage?
He'll get an opportunity to play, yeah. But the big thing is that you got to be able to practice. Okay, and when you practice right, then you get a chance to play right. But it's not something we just don't anoint a position. You have to earn a position.
Joe Mixon has put up some big numbers for the Bengals. He had a pretty good game against you guys a couple of weeks ago.
Really good running back.
Do you think what you did against Lindsey carries over?
Each and every week you would like to say that, but then they see the film too. So how do they counter it? And so it's a counter game going on at all times. But we need to play in that same format. He poses different strengths, than some of the backs here recently has. He's a powerful, run over your face kind of runner too. You can have everything sound. You can have everything gap sound, force sound, and then all of a sudden he runs over your face. Or he's able to cut and run through two people. And I think they do a good job with those type of backs. You try to get everybody blocked and leave one guy unblocked, and that's his guy. And they determine that. They've got a couple of schemes where they do it that way, where they say, okay, Mix, you got to make this guy miss, or you got to run over the guy, and he does a good job with that.
Do you think that sweeping a division rival would be a nice milestone for a team that's trying to build?
Yesterday when we talked about that is that not only, just the sweeping part of it, but every time you play a division game, it's important. And you see how you measure up. and you want to win your division. When you win your division, okay, that's when it always puts you in the hunt at the end of the year. So they're always, and we not tease, but we state the fact that it counts too. You play a division game, it counts too, and we're trying to emphasize the double emphasis of that.
Do you feel as though you guys have kind of planted your flag a little bit in the division, like you?
We've improved in that area, and that's a message that we wanted to do, but we got to continue to do it, you know. And you can't rest on our laurels, okay? Every single time you have to get ready to go because it's going to be a hard-fought game. We may know more about them; they know more about us too. So it becomes a battle of wills that way.
Program around. We always ask about culture and all those type of things, but to turn a program around, it obviously has to start within the locker room. The players are the ones that have to go out there and do it. Just based on some of the comments these last couple of weeks from guys in the locker room, you kind of sense that core of guys that self.
I think the core of guys is very good in there. I really do. I believe in that. And we talked a couple days ago also about the word of belief. And I believe with all my heart that culture breeds strategy any day of the week. And when you have that the way it's supposed to be, then we can start to do things in a way schematically that fits the athletic ability of the guys you have around. But you have to have the right culture. And that starts from internal leadership, and then the internal leadership taking it to the field. And then inside the white lines on game day, that same type of mentality has to be there. You know, there's less coaching going on those game days. Is what people don't realize is that's a day for the players to make sure that Monday through Saturday, you know, I'm trying to do everything we can to have that impact, but now you got to do it. And then we'll assist and help in every way we can. But Sundays become easier when Monday through Saturdays are right.
Greg, yesterday Baker kind of took us by surprise. He said, if anyone doesn't want to win these last two games, they don't have to be here. It came out of nowhere. Was that the message?
I love it. Hey, I love it. And, hey, I'll back that up. That's what every single week. You don't want to be around guys that want to be in a club, you know, want to be a part of something unless it's winning. And that's why he has the locker room. You know, that's why in practice, you know, there could be a bad player or two and all of a sudden, bam, you know, he circles the wagons. And Joe Schobert does the same thing there too. Miles did it a couple times today. And that's what you need inside the white lines, yes.
Was there an inkling of that?
No, that's just how he is, you know. Probably one of you guys probably pissed him off. I don't know.
Did you have any issue with Demarius Randall handing the ball to Hugh Jackson?
That was a long time ago. I'm past that.
Good. We asked you about Randall as a player a lot, but what about the culture, attitude, leadership?
Yeah, those are things that you know, he's picked up on. I'm probably a culture shock to him, and that was something differently, you know, but he's done a very good job, and you know, it's fun to see him make the plays and rally and, you know, join into what we got to do, and that's how it has to be, and don't care about, you know, how it's been other places or whatever. This is the place it is right now. Is you got to be a part of what we're doing here right now.
From our perspective, it seems like, I mean, I guess I'm speaking for other people, but it seems like he's kind of become a spokesperson for the locker room.
He's starting doing it. You know, he's starting to do a little bit more of that. And like I said before, is unless you produce, unless you set the example, why are you listening? Okay, and so when he starts to be more productive as he has, then people will listen to those things. And it's always leadership by example first. You have to be that way because they tone you out and they look down on it, to be honestly. And it's good that, you know, we're producing in the right way. He is too, but all those guys, okay, they have to produce first, talk second.
Since you guys have taken over, I think it's 15 out of 16 red zone trips have ended with touchdowns. What is Freddie and I guess Baker?
Which red zone didn't make it? I know. I know. And how about that? We'd have got the first down and wouldn't have made it either, because it was a down situation. It's you know, and we just repped the whole thing again today in practice. Okay, and it's like I said the other day, from a down, it's a down first down, and then it's over with. So.
What
What have Freddie and I guess Baker too done so well?
They've done excellent execution of the plan, and you have to understand, you know, we've been playing some really good teams down there that were ranked high against us too. But, you know, it's understanding, you know, the spatial awareness of what's going on down there, you know, how they're using their personnel, how we're using our personnel, keeping track of the tendencies that we do show and staying one step ahead. You have to take a look at all those stuff to how do you make them believe we're really not getting ready to do what you think we're getting ready to do. All that goes into it, but then after that it's execution. And Baker's been very sharp. Not only Baker, but they've all been very sharp. Okay, and he's put, particular him, he's put balls in tight windows, which has been impressive.
When you say down, down, a lot of teams don't do this. Had Chubb broken through the line on that run, you wouldn't have wanted him to score. You would have wanted him to get
down, down. Did I tell you all the story about when I was at the Redskins the other day? You know, when I was at the Redskins, when Andy Reid was at the Eagles, and we let Bryant Westbrook score. And we had a chance now, and, you know, we had a chance. We're going back down the field to get ready to roll. We're back in the game. And they learned something like that, and 2 years later we're playing Andy again over there. And Westbrook busted one for maybe 30 yards and goes down on the half-yard line, takes a knee, and the game's over. Okay? And that's the only time you have total say. You don't have to worry about going for 2. You don't have to worry about going for 3. You don't have to worry about we're going for whatever, calling stupid timeout. You don't have to do anything. Okay? It's over. Game over. So, yeah. And that's a situation we work on.
You see guys, though, they just go and score.
Yeah, you know what? I just smile on my face and say, hey, wish I could play them more.